Hi, Dr. Ogilvy. It's Jordan. I just wanted to show you some of the things that I do in Presenter to set up my lectures to be put through into Blackboard. So one of the most important things you can do is name the interactions that you have. So this question I titled Alphabet. And then again in reporting, making sure that report answers is on, I also titled it Alphabet. This is how Blackboard is going to refer to this question. So you're going to know what question is Alphabet. Another thing, I'm sure you've seen this before, is I title it, or I choose graded. There are right and wrong answers. And then if correct, go to next slide and show correct message. And if wrong answer, infinite attempts, show retry and show incomplete. You can obviously change the attempts here, which you have done before. So that's per question. Here on the quiz itself, I have it required that the user must take the quiz to continue. That means they can't go on to the next question, to the next slide until after they've done this. Okay, so here's where the Scorm stuff comes in. The reporting deal I have here, I set it as Scorm. First, you have to enable reporting for this presentation, and then you manifest this. So identifier information characteristics, that's the name of my lecture. Information characteristics activity is the name of the quiz itself. And it's important to keep those separate so you know what's going on. And here I choose complete rather than pass fail. And then since this one has a quiz, I give them a success criteria based on the fact that the quiz is attempted. And that's really all there is to publishing the quiz itself. So I go to publish, and then my computer, choose the area you want, and then select zip package like I showed you before, and then publish. And it is going to still create that Swift file, but it's packaging everything, including the interaction data and all of the answers to the questions and that kind of thing in there with it. So now it's still publishing, but I have other copies. If you go into Blackboard and go to build content in whatever area you want to add it into, I'm just going to cancel this because I already have it. You're going to go scroll down and select content package or Scorm. Browse your computer. All right, so I'm just going to choose one. Information timeline. So this zip file is what you're looking for when you publish out. And down here in the corner, you can see that it is uploading 80%, 89, 98. So now this is a different one, but it's the same kind of thing. The title, that's what we manifested it when we titled it in that manifest file. So just like anything else, we're going to make it available. I allow unlimited attempts and only limit the availability by different dates because that works best for what we do. So I'll do it within a unit's week. Then I track the views because I can still see, if they say that they did it, but it's not coming up in the grade book for some reason, I can see that they at least clicked on that link. Okay, so the grade, I always give 4.5 points because that's how much, or actually, I'll leave that as 100 here and then I'll change it in the grade book. So I'll leave that there. I always choose Scorm completion because you want to give them credit just for doing it, not for the grade within the quiz. And then I do want them to grade the SCO, which means the actual activity itself. I don't want to create a new grade center. It's just going to give credit within this grade center column. And then I'm going to say that I need it to time to give credit when the Scorm is completed. So submit that. And now it's pre-packaged here. So one last thing that I always do is it looks exactly the same, but I'm going to go and edit the Scorm behavior. So if I go down to launch behavior, the way it's set right now is that the Scorm file pops up in a new window. And that's fine, except for that some people get thrown off because their pop-up blockers will block that and they're not aware of how to stop it. So I choose new window after click and then submit. That's the only thing I change. So when I click on it here, it says click here to launch the lesson. And that's how it bypasses the pop-up blocker. And just like you had before, it looks exactly like yours. It has the same content, the notes, all of that kind of thing. And then lastly, in the grade center, since I did create a grade center column from creating that Scorm file, I go over here. Here's my information timeline column, and I edit the column information. So right now it's choosing complete or incomplete. Now, what that does in the gradebook is if they look at it, they see a check mark. And sometimes that's kind of confusing for a number of reasons. So I change it to the score. And so if I change it to score, instead of being a check out of 100, you see 100 out of 100. And then score attempts using. I changed the highest grade in case for some reason they watch it all the way through, they get their credit, but then they want to go back and review it and only see a little bit. It doesn't take it away. Category, it depends on how your grade center is designed, but I have it to where I do it by lecture. So I add up all the points, 4.5 points per lecture. I change it here. Each lecture adds up to 4.5 points, adding up to 99 points in my grade book. So just again, it's going to be score, highest grade, lecture, just from my category, and then I change the points possible to 4.5. You can give a due date if you want, and then you show this column to students, show it in the gradebook calculations and everything like that. So let's see. Let's go to one that I've done before. I went back and checked everything. Okay, so let's look at view grade details. And you can see that I got the points here. And then if I grade attempt, you can see the answers that I gave for each one of these. Hierarchy, alphabet, these are those titles that we gave for each question individually. And you can see that they either got it correct or didn't. How long they were in the lecture. And I see how here I just click through and then answered the activities and I was done. So that's how you see. So this is the title of the lecture itself. This is the title of the activity. And that's all there is to it. I'm also going to send you a PDF so it can walk you through some of the options as well. But let me know if you have any questions and I can go back through this in a more detailed manner too if I've rushed through it at all.